Hi there, I'm Phil, and welcome back to Almost Machining. In this video, I'm going to cover some of the things that have happened in the past and what's going to be happening through the rest of this year. We'll start by talking about what happened with grinder coolant guard. As I was welding it together, I started noticing some problems with my weld. Well, those problems are directly attributed to the fact that my welding wire, my lead wire with my gas hose, was dry rotted. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, but there's tiny cracks all through it. I put some red tape on to take care of that and help make it last to finish the project, and that worked out just fine. Right now I'm going to show you really quick how I'm going to replace this cable. I bought a brand new one, CK roll wide. It's in the box. Take that out, bring you down, look at what I'm going to be doing. We'll get that changed right now. So for changing this cable out, I've already removed or pulled off the slip guard for the handpiece here. I'll go ahead and just disconnect this wire. Probably need to get another wrench. Yeah, let me get another wrench. Okay, so we've gotten those screws loose. I'm going to open this up. I am making an assumption that my input gas line is still correct. I hadn't really looked at this, so I'm not sure what to expect. And this isn't going to work, at least not like this. So I need to rethink what I have here and carry on from there. All right, picking up from where we left off, I had to do some machining. Let me show you what we've got. So the other piece was connected via the cable was part of the existing DIN connector, or DINS 35 connector, and I wasn't sure what to do, so I ended up ripping it apart, and I pulled the old copper cable out, and then I machined the DINS plug to accept the 3/8/24 thread of the mating connector wire, and then machine down a little bit deeper to allow for the gas connection to flow, to allow the gas to flow. And I put it back together just to see how well it fit, and let's see how this looks now. So what we ended up with is I had to use a copper twine to hold this back on, and then I machined by drilling into this, and then machine the tap, or the threads, and then the bottom depth where the connections are made, and then screwed the hose in, and I've got good gas flow. It's not restricted when I breathe through it, and it should blow fine. So we're going to get this back together and test this out. So this is one of the things that I had slated to replace. Didn't quite work the way that I had wanted it to work, but it is what it is now, and it's correct. The replacement pieces would cost too much, and I waited far too long to be able to just send the hose that I ordered back. So I wanted to use it, and this is going to work out just fine until I'm able to replace the whole torch assembly for the TIG. It's a AHP 200. I really like it. It does everything that I need it to do until it no longer does it. We'll get this back together and give it a shot with the gas flow. It was really disappointing. I never bothered opening this up. The hose looked correct, and I didn't know that there were different types or styles of these on the inside. You never want to have, I guess that everybody has their own style of connection, and that's one of the things to remember about pieces and parts is go ahead and do the right thing. Take it all apart before you order the thing that you think you're going to be needing. Otherwise you're going to get the thing that you didn't want or that will not work. So what I ended up, like I said, finishing that. I dropped the screw. I finished up the grinder guard. It worked really nice to finish all the the grinding, and I've been grinding precision ground flat stones. I've given a lot of them away, which is the goal or the purpose of all of that. And I think the people that have gotten them so far really enjoy them. I have one more set that I'll be showing in just a minute that has yet to go out. So I was waiting on some other pieces to come in, and I just hadn't been able to get it complete and get it sent out. Here's a set of the precision ground flat stones that I have been grinding. I typically don't deburr the edges on them. I also do both sides, but I don't do the edges. This set's been around. This one's waiting to be shipped out. I've ended up with really nice hinge points on them. I've had really good results with the machine. I've been using a 150 grit diamond wheel. My hold down clamps have recently failed. Let me go get those. Stand by. Here are the hold down clamps that I made just out of spring steel. One problem that I ran into is that they were still kind of warped a little bit. So what I did was I tried to bend them back, and in the process of that, my centerpiece here was ground a little too thin, and I've ended up with some breakage. Yeah, this one's more prevalent. I don't know if I can really get that to be seen, but right inside there's a gap now, and I'm going to have to remake these. I'll make them about the same as these, except I'll take the tooth slots much deeper than what these are currently at. It's going to help. These worked really well, but I needed to improve. This is the first set I've ever made. I'd always used pre-made ones, the shop I used to work at. So here's something else that I have been working on. I have it's a rough auto culminator, at least in the really rough form. I have an objective lens. I've been learning about a lot of this by watching some separate YouTube videos, and especially what Machine Tech video blog has done. That's Adam, and he really has a highly detailed explanation of all this. So I have a light source, a beam splitter, my objective lens, and a mirror from an old camera. And as you can see, the image on the screen here is where the reticle, or the crosshair coming from this light source, is being returned from the mirror. And as I rotate the rotary table here by the handle, I can get it lined up. So when you've seen people talk about calibrating their surface plates or how they go about that, and the wind is pushing this around a little bit. Let me see if I can stop that. When they talk about being able to look into the eyepiece, what they're seeing is essentially when the mirror is close up to the end of the auto culminator, it has a very good resolution that they can really see where that offset line is, and they line it up with their other piece. Then they'll shift that mirror length, and if there's a deviation in the surface plate, then the line will move a little bit, and they use the eyepiece to measure how far that line moved, and that is able to be translated into an angle which can then compute the total flatness or planarness of the surface plate. There's a lot more that goes into it, and I just wanted you guys to see that this is one of the things that I'm kind of working on along with some other stuff. Let's start talking about that. I wasn't sure if that shift in the angle could be seen, so I brought it over here, and as I rotate the dial, you can see that the minute angular changes are changing how that position comes out. Let's see if I can. It's just not gonna be easy to see, but there it is moving as I twist the dial. So as I'm turning this knob here, the end result, as I twist the dial, it's moving, and it's taking that right out. It's so dark under these settings just to see how that would be, but that's nothing else is being moved, just the, I might still be able to, you can see that's moving at least. So from the hole standpoint, as the hand wheel's being turned, so it's just minute changes in the angle here. So if I move it just like that and come over, I think it's really cool. We'll get something built. I received a wonderful letter from Aaron Powder in Australia. He sent me just a nice little note and some stickers for us here. I've got a toolbox wall I'm going to be putting on. One's for MakerJoe.com, machining for creators and makers. He has a channel which is called Design, Creativity, and Technology. So he does some very interesting work on this. And then his home channel, which is Aaron Engineering, which is mostly manual machining. A funny individual. I love talking with him, love interacting with him. Great guy. Got some more mail coming. So through watching the Amateur Redneck Workshop Sunday about 1 p.m. Arizona time, I wanted to be able to give a little bit to the channel and what they do with that. And so I reached out to Randy Richards in the shop. If you haven't watched him, he's got a great channel, which is Randy Richards in the shop. He sent me a little package. It has it contains a bottle of anchor lube, which is wonderful stuff for drilling and tapping and machining just in general, and a giant selection of stickers. Now, in one of his coin tokens, so we have like a keychain. It's Randy Richards RR in the shop, stamped out of brass, beautiful little piece. But he sent me other people's stickers as well. So here's Randy's sticker, which is great. Then one from the Swan Valley Machine Shop in Perth, Australia. Kimber Zellick, who I think won a set of my Precision Ground Flatstones at the Barzy Bash. One of Keith Fenner's Get Her Done stickers from Turn Right Machine Works. That's the name of his shop. I'm going to have to look up who that is. Blue Hands Video, another great individual, has got some good videos out there. I believe he's friends with Aaron in Australia. Raised Garage, great. This one I'll have to look into. Inspiration Metalworks, Shar sticker, one of Stan's Barzy stickers, Uchul and his Woods Creek Workshop, an Emma Spare Room sticker. I love talking with Emma. If you get a chance to watch her shows, she does a weekly video blog basically on YouTube where she spends some time interacting with everybody and showing things. She also makes videos. And then I have a Rustinox sticker. Michael with Rustinox, fantastic. He's getting it done with the most minimal amount of equipment. Can't give him enough props on what he does. Thanks, Randy, for sending me this stuff. These are all great channels. I'll have them listed in the description for this video. Thank you very much. Thanks for the anchor lube and the keychain piece. So, Vladimir Alexenko in the Ukraine and I have been talking throughout this past year about scraping, and he had an older Deckle that he wanted to sell, and I offered to buy it and paid the money for it, and it took some time to get it shipped over here. I've also sent him some other machining items, and I don't have the full Deckle right here in front of you, but this is one of the bit holders for it. It's a beautiful machine. I've got to get a motor for it and the speed control for the motor, but that's a huge, wonderful purchase. And part of getting that, he also sent as a gift, because he knows exactly what I've been working on and where I'm going to be going with that, along with this channel, a Biax BL40 scraper that I'll probably be showing in another video dedicated just to that along with some small tooling bits, a MAR millimeter indicator. I'll probably build a repeatometer to use with this indicator. It's in really good shape. I took it apart to clean it up some and dropped one of the screws on the floor, and it is gone. I looked and tore the whole shop apart looking for it. I'm hoping that someday it comes around, but this is a wonderful indicator. Here's some of his inks that he uses for marking up and scraping. His work is great. I'll have a link to his channel as well. Let me go ahead and bring that Deckle over here to get a better look at it. Why not? Here's that Deckle. There's no motor on it, and the work holding piece is currently just sitting on it. I don't have attachments on it yet. Everything seems to be working quite well. Doesn't seem to be any problems whatsoever with this machine. I know that some people get lucky with these as far as really good prices on it. This one was a fair exchange with him, and him including that bi-ax to use just made this deal fantastic. And I really appreciate that. I'll be able to use this machine to cut a lot of tooling on. Now, a lot of you have seen videos of people using these. I know Stefan Goetzwinter has one. Other people have used them as well for grinding various bits for the work that they do. Just great stuff. There are a lot of clones out there for these, and I'm sure that they're just as good. Here are some of the stickers I was able to pick up at the bash this year. The I'll Be Back 2021 Summer Bash. It was a wonderful time. It was fantastic getting to meet everybody that was there and to talk about machining and the hobby, and to really get a chance to meet some of those people and exchange some of the ideas and have that closer contact with them than just maybe an email or something along those lines back and forth, or a comment. So I've got Randy, Uchul, Stan. I don't think Joe was there. I don't remember meeting him. Evolvent Engineering, which is Andrew's channel. Wonderful channel. He has a lot of resources on cutting gears. He also put on a gear cutting training class right before the bash. From what I understand, it was an awesome experience for the people that went. It was great talking with John, I cannot pronounce your last name, I apologize. And James, the winner of the Forge Challenge this year, and the $1,000. Fantastic individual. Great job with that. Old Iron Machine Works and Keith Fenner. All great people. It was a wonderful time. If you have an opportunity to go, by all means, take it. Get out there. The weather is nice. A little bit warm this year, but it might be different next year. But thanks to all those who were there. So not a whole lot of machining happened during this video. I just wanted to kind of get an idea as to what I'm going to be doing with the channel, and that's a lot of scraping. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 9 machines that need to be scraped. 3 of those machines are some old Atlas equipment that I'd really like to restore to where they're usable at a better specification than what they were new. I really enjoyed the time at the bash, the people that were there, the camaraderie, the communication, and the other people that I reach out to or that have reached out to me with questions. I know that there's a lot of things out there on the internet right now, and I appreciate those as resources so I can continue to learn here at the home. It's not always easy to get things done. The machinery tech with Adam and the auto culminator, that just took me right to the edge of where I wanted to invest in buying the only lens that I think I needed, which was the beam splitter. I've had all the other lenses for quite some time now. Now there's some more things I'd like to get for that, but I'm really excited in moving forward with that idea. I have big surface plates, and I'd like to be able to check them and make sure that they're okay. It's one of the things that I do like to pursue is flatness, and that's important to me. I bought a small optical flat from Tom Lipton. While at the bash, it's a little bit scraped up, but I love it. It's great. It's working good. I need to build a better or more refined low pressure sodium lamp. I have a high pressure sodium lamp that does the trick. I'm able to see fringe lines. It's just not as good as what I would like to have.
I think it's going to be about $80 for the bulb and the mount and the transform or the ballast for that. We fixed the welder. I haven't shown that, but the first thing I'm going to have to fix with that is my old ultrasonic cleaner tub. Ended up burning a hole through that. I did get another one, pretty cheap actually, from someone's reselling theirs. That's if just in case I'm not able to weld that thin tank with any kind of decent repair. It's extremely thin stainless. We'll see how that goes. I think the first thing I'm going to be working on really getting up and running is the center grinder. I've shown videos of taking some of the pieces there apart. There's going to be some welding on the shaft or maybe some spray buildup that I'll have to send out to Half Down. I don't have that technology here. But I think there's a lot to look forward to. So let's make the rest of 2021 a better year. Thanks for watching.